Oftentimes, I hear of authors having their Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing account either suspended or banned. Now, this is a really serious problem, which can fill anybody with dread. And if it does happen to you, it can be devastating. You don't want to fall into this trap of having your account suspended or banned, do you? So you need to play by the rules and adhere to the KDP terms of service. Your goal is to create a positive customer experience and ensure that your book content doesn't mislead your customers. When KDP suspends an account, they may have identified something, a possible violation of Amazon's terms of service. According to Kindlepreneur, a suspension is far less serious than a termination. Now, with a suspension, there is a good chance that the author account can be reinstated. But how do you know if you've got a problem? Well, you're going to find it when you either log into your account or else you're going to receive an email from KDP on which you need to act on very quickly. So here are a number of tips, 9 tips on how to keep your account safe. So let's look at some of the common reasons for getting your account suspended or terminated. Well, the first one is duplicate content. This often happens with no or low content books, such as puzzle books, colouring books, line journals. Then with non-fiction books, you can have a problem with content if it consists of what's known as PLR or royalty-free content. It can also apply to templates. Like if you keep using the same template over and over again, well, this is not going to make for a good customer experience. You're going to need to modify that template, change it, and make it unique. Then, if you want to republish a book, there are legitimate ways of doing this. Usually, you would need to change the content of your book significantly. And so simply unpublishing a book and then republishing the exact same book is against Amazon's guidelines. So it is a good idea to talk to KDP support and seek advice on how to do this if you do want to republish a book. Number 3, plagiarism and the violation of copyright. Well, you cannot use someone else's intellectual property without acknowledging the source. And what you've really got to try and do is create original material. Obviously, it's not only against Amazon's policies, but it's also illegal to use another person's copyrighted material in your work. And this can include copyrighted images, text, images of public figures, and doing all this without permission. Number 4, be wary of keyword stuffing. This is when you put lots of keywords separated by commas into a title or subtitle. And the end result is that the title looks really messy and cumbersome. Having multiple accounts under one entity is also a no-no. This means you cannot have multiple accounts as an individual. Number 6, ripping off a successful book. In attempting to model your book on a successful book, be wary of making the design too similar, or having a title variation, like instead of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, you just changed it to Rich Father, Poor Father, or making your author name a slight variation of someone else's name just by perhaps changing a letter. So it sort of seems like the famous person where in fact it's not. Number 7 is metadata manipulation. An example of this is putting all your irrelevant categories just to get the bestseller badge. 8. Reviews. Well, there are accepted ways to get reviews. And the thing you really must not do is organising things like fake reviews. This will get you into trouble. Number 9 is trademark violations. This is something to avoid. So don't use names like Disney or Pokemon. And if in doubt about a name, check it for to see that it hasn't been trademarked. So do your best to abide by Amazon's terms of service and keep your accounts safe. And a word of advice, avoid putting all your eggs into one basket and diversify. Think about diversifying your publishing efforts. And if something happens and you can no longer publish on Amazon, publish and market your book on other platforms. For instance, you could publish on Ingram Spark.